Hello, this is Carolyn at Carolyn's Paper Therapy, and today I wanted to do a flip through of my Jane Austen Emma journal. This is made with the Polka Art Studio Jane Austen bundle, which includes Emma, Sense and Sensibility, and Pride and Prejudice. Initially I was going to do all three journals, but I don't think I'm going to. I have someone I want to give this to, so I don't think I'll make the whole set. But they would be very similar in design. The kit includes all three books. This is the 250-year anniversary of Jane Austen's birthday. She was born in 1775. And so there's been kind of a little focus on her and the books that she wrote. This book, and I think most of them, I haven't read them all to be honest, but they kind of focus on the dependence of women on marriage in that time period. That was in 1800, around 1800 and a little later. So this book is about Emma, and she is a matchmaker. She's wealthy. She lives with her father. She doesn't think she'll ever fall in love or be married, so she sees herself as a matchmaker. And during the whole book, she's trying to match up people together, kind of interfering in a way that she advises people whether or not to marry the person. And this kind of backfires on her during the novel. But anyway, at the end, she realizes she's falling in love with the same person that she has kind of set her friend up with. And so she's worried about that, but she has this dream that she's marrying Mr. Hartley. And amazingly enough, he did come and propose to her, and she accepted his proposal. Meanwhile, her friend wanted to marry the guy, one of the men that Emma had told her not to marry. So it all ended up working out fine. A very beautiful movie I watched. I think I watched it on Netflix. I'm not sure, but I enjoyed it. I wanted to watch it just so I could just kind of get a feel for what was going on in the novel. So this journal is made from half sheets of paper. So on the paper there were 4 images on each page, and I cut across the middle and folded to have a half-size journal. They were decorated on both sides, and then I printed the back side with a neutral kind of a coffee dyed paper. So I've tied this together with this lace here, and I'll show you my journal. Now, I did 2 previous videos. I did an introduction, and I also did where I showed how I put the cover together and started out the first few pages. So if you want to see how it's constructed, that's where you should go, is back a couple videos, and it will show you. But this is the cover here, the spine, and the back. This is made out of a stevia box. I use stevia as a sweetener, and the box is the perfect size. I save all of them because it's the perfect size for this miniature journal. Several of the designers that I follow, they'll have a regular size journal, digitals, and then they'll shrink them down to 2 on a page so that they can be done smaller. I tell you, I don't think it's any less work to do a small one than it is a big one, but I've enjoyed doing this. Got a few little nice features in here. Not a lot of extravagant hidden pockets and all that kind of stuff, but I think it turned out really nice. I added this on the front here, this dangle on a pear clip that has some of the lace I've used inside, a little embroidered flower, a music note, because the music was a big focus in the movie that I watched, because, you know, they didn't have TV and stuff like we do to entertain themselves. So they had They danced and they played the piano. Most of the women were expected to learn how to play the piano. So there was a lot of focus on music for their entertainment. Butterflies, because they love the gardens, and a lock key on the front to unlock their hearts. I have a little cheesecloth on the front here with the word journal and this pretty trim with the roses. And I'm just going to flip through and not say a whole lot about each page, but I just want to show you the different things that I did. This is the inside front cover, and I didn't use my sheet music as much as I thought I would, but I did use some sheet music in here. This is a pocket that came with the kit and a tag. I just kind of layered this on here. I've got lace, and this was printed a part of the kit, the flowers and this pearls. These are just some words I had. Spread your wings and fly. Well, no, I think that was in the kit. Okay, then I went to, I had printed out the ephemera for all three kits, so it had some words in there, and I wasn't sure which words went with which novel. So I went on Google and looked up quotes from the book Emma, and I have cut out some of those and glued them in here on some of the pages. That way I knew they were quotes from that book. What I've tried to do is leave plenty of room for writing, and also leave our beautiful images here. And if you watch the other videos, you know I took my sanding block and kind of sanded these because the colors were pretty vibrant for shabby chic. So that's what I did to kind of mute the colors. This one says, I always deserve the best treatment because I never put up with any other. I've used various laces on the edge and throughout the book. This I used vellum to make a little pocket, and this is I kind of made this tag, I think, and glued the women on top there and added this on the, this is just some heavy lace and little bitty piece of lace and a button, and everything can be written on. I wasn't crazy about the background of this page, so I did do something over it on each time that came up. Some lace and the word Emma. Now on these beautiful images here, I didn't put a lot of decoration. What I did here, this was kind of, the women spent a lot of time in the garden, and so this was looking out into the garden as if they were going to go out and walk in the gardens. The teacup just shows that they had tea inside while they read and did their writing or played the piano. This page was a page to write on, and I decided to use one of the little trims at the top here, and I just tore some pages of some brown paper I had to make some extra writing space. This is a beautiful image of the women walking in the garden. Some antique lace and pearls, and a floral image here. This is a page for writing, so I just use this, I glued this on here as kind of a decoration and room to write up here with our lace. This page I left plain. It was so beautiful, I didn't want to put anything else on there. Here's that background again. So I, let's see, what did I do? Okay, I took this little fold over booklet kind of thing that was in the kit and made it into a pocket. So you can open this and write. And then there's two items here to pull out, two tags to pull out to write on. I tied bows and lace wherever I could to keep it feminine and pretty. Now these ladies are writing and reading, having their tea, and the gentleman is there. They all have their, they don't look like it, but they've all got their eyes on him because he's handsome, and they're wanting to see if he might be somebody they could marry. This is the center of the first signature here. There's 3 signatures in the book. It has a hidden spine I didn't mention, but you can look back if you're interested in seeing how that's put together. This was a beautiful page, and I just put this image in the center. If you wanted to write on here, there's plenty of room to write around. And then over here, I just did a hidden paper clip, and I just ripped a piece of music and put the, they're kind of like postage stamp on each side, and the word Emma, tied a bow at the top of the paper clip, so things could be clipped onto this page, or this could be moved to another page. This is a nice page for writing. And on the center, I left the string dangling down so I could add on some charms. And I have a butterfly and a key here that dangle down below the pages. This is another beautiful scene of a garden picnic. They loaded up their wagon and their horses, and all the women in their beautiful long dresses and traipsed up to the top of the hill to have a picnic in one of the scenes in the movie, and it was beautiful. Emma had a little trouble at that picnic where she insulted someone. She was pretty outspoken. Beautiful woman and wealthy, but she just was outspoken. It got her in a little bit of trouble that day. Over here, I added, let's see. Oh, there was a couple of sets of 3 pockets that were included in the kit. So I used them. Here's 1, 2, 3. And on the front pocket, I just put some lace and some, this is antique lace here, and one of the images from the kit. And inside the pockets, I just stuffed them with little tags and things that can be written on. I was wanting to see her. There we go. Okay, this is just a beautiful image of the 2 ladies in the garden with the bricks. I really like the way that looks. So I added some music at the bottom. I ruffled up some lace that I had and added the book and the roses. This is a beautiful page to write on. Very romantic scene of the Emma and Mr. Hartley, I believe it was. I used the pearls and the lace down the side. Every few pages I want to put lace sticking out the side. Okay, on this page, there's a little space here for writing, and then I added a pocket in here, and I added some pieces of ephemera that could be written on. This looks like an old receipt of some kind, so I kind of wadded up the corners of it to make it look old. And a couple more images included in the kit. This is a page marker. If you were actually using this for a journal and you want to pick up where you left off before, this can be moved, and it has a butterfly at the bottom. This is a page to write on, and I just bunched up some lace back here and put this tag on, and then another piece of lace there just to decorate the page. And on the back side of this page, I added some lace, so it sticks out. It actually decorates this page and this page. Another scene of her in the garden. Now this is where I punched my divot and didn't need it, but that's okay. I was making this into a pocket, and I had this page, and I didn't realize I had it together. I could cover that with something if I wanted to, but I think it's okay. This had a saying on it that says, "You must be the best judge of your own happiness." So I didn't want to cover that up, but I added this lace at the bottom. This is a good page for writing. And this little corner here is a corner that I cut off of when I was doing the hidden spine. And if you watch that, you'll see I had 4 corners that I cut off, and I saved them for little tuck spots. And inside, I just put the clock and the beautiful woman. Those can be written on. This is a beautiful page for writing, and I glued these two pages together and made a pocket. And inside the pocket is an envelope. I used one of the stamp style images, and I used Velcro to close it. It opens up and has a journal card inside for writing. You could also tuck anything you wanted to in there. And then I needed something at the top to pull on. I had this little bitty piece of tatting that had been sewn on a napkin, I think it was. And so I used that for my pull. And this just slides back down in the pocket. I love these papers with the ripped and torn. It looks like when we first moved here, we bought a home that was built in 1875, and it had layers and layers and layers of wallpaper in the bedroom, and I wanted to strip those down as much as I could and then put fresh wallpaper on. And by the time they finished, that's about what it looked like. They just, it had so many different kinds of wallpaper in underneath that I joked about leaving it that way just so it would be shabby chic, but I really wanted new wallpaper, so. And this is a picture of the home that they lived in. Her name was Emma Woodhouse. And this is the second, that's the end of the first signature. And in the center here, I decided to make kind of a fold-out thing. So it comes open like this. That's the whole signature right there. And I did not decorate the pages. I put a little bit of washi tape on there. But these can be written on both sides, inside and outside. And it folds right back together. So that's the middle signature. And I told in the previous video how I put that together. Now this is when he's proposing. And I can't really read that. The light's not good enough. But anyway, down here at the bottom, I cut out one of the sayings, and they were too long to put on the page, so I made them flip over like this with the, and I added the flower on there. It says, Mr. Knightley. I don't know if that's what I've been saying is his name, but it's Mr. Knightley. I have not spoken. It is because I'm afraid I will awaken myself from this dream. That's where she had dreamed that she was going to marry him, and then he did come and propose to her. This is a good page for writing, and I put the lace on here so that it shows from the other side too. Now this is another saying from the book. I cannot. Oh, it's Mr. What did I say his name was? Hartley. Knightley. It's Knightley. Hartley, Knightley, whatever. I cannot make speeches, Emma. If I loved you less, I might be able to talk about it more. But you know what I am. You hear nothing but truth from me. I have blamed you and lectured you, and you have borne it as no other woman in England would have borne it. He was almost like a brother to her. He was just a friend. And when she messed up, you know, in her matchmaking and all, he really came and really gave it to her. He was really upset with her for interfering in other people's lives. And she recovered from it quickly, and that's what he's talking about right there. This one, I just took one of the journal cards and made a hinge with the lace at the top so it can be written on the back and underneath. This says, it's such a happiness when good people get together. And I just used some lace to make a little tab. I've got some washi tape at the bottom and here. I felt like it needed something, so I went and looked, and I thought this matched really well with the pictures. This is a good page for writing. This is just a beautiful scene of, you know, they didn't dress themselves. They didn't fix their own hair or anything. It shows pictures of them at their dressing table with people fixing them up for their dinner and the parties, the dances that they went to. And this is from the book, You Must Be the Best Judge of Your Own Happiness. This is a good page for writing. I just used the washi tape and I punched up a little ruffle there and stuck those flowers on there. This is the wedding. So I used pearls I thought was fitting for a wedding and lace on the other side, on the other page. This is a good page for writing. This is the center, and I've got a treble clef and a butterfly dangling from the bottom. I put a pocket in here, and I thought it still showed the beauty of the page. And I put a little envelope in here, and it opens up and has a card for writing. I love this page. This is all the 7 books that Jane Austen wrote on a shelf. And all I added on this was just a little bit of gathered up lace and a cup and saucer. This is another hinged journal card that I fixed for writing up here and also on the page. Just a little bit of lace. Beautiful picture of the newlyweds. Over here I used this lace here as kind of a belly band, but I wanted it up high so there was still room to write underneath. And I took these in here and used a tiny little paper clip to hold it. This is just a postcard and a little book that opens up. All these can be written on, and this page can be written on. And I just tucked those in under the paper clip to make sure they didn't fall out. Beautiful castle gardens. This page is good for writing. I just added the music and the oval of the woman in the center. Some more lace. Other beautiful images. And here at the very end, I decided to do a few pockets that had just some ephemera in it. This ephemera can all be written on or placed other places in the journal or used in other ways. So this is a pocket here. This can be written on. And I've tucked in here this little tag, and this one, and a stack of books, and a bonnet. And over here, this was all printed on here, and I just added this pocket and a couple of pieces of ephemera inside. And in the back, I did, this is the inside back cover. I did double pockets. Let me take the stuff out of here. This is printed on there. This is a pocket, and this is a pocket. So in the back pocket, I added one of the file folders that can be written inside, and I folded over a postcard to be written on. And then this was to be a pocket glued together. And what I did instead was left it to open up, and I put an extra piece here so that the front of it could be a pocket. So I just cut a divot in the front and took another piece of paper and backed it here and made the pocket. So you have that writing space, plus you can open it up and write inside. And that's my journal. I hope you enjoyed this. I enjoyed making it. I can be honest with you, I don't want to make 2 more. I want to go on to something else, you know, that's more fun. I don't like to do the same thing over and over, and they're so similar that I just decided not to do the whole set. And I do have someone that I know will love to have this, so this will be one that I give away after I keep it a little while and enjoy it. So I hope you enjoyed this, and maybe be inspired to make one of these or all 3. And then she also has a design for a box to line them all up in, which these would be really cute sitting on a shelf together with the name of each book showing like that. I I just don't have it in me to make all three. I'll always have the digital so I can make it anytime I want to if I decide I want to do that. I really enjoyed this. I love this style. This is definitely my style. The kind of a Victorian or Regency era shabby chic look is what I really like to make. I'm going to enjoy the rest of my day. This is Saturday. I got up this morning and I thought all night long, I thought today was going to be Sunday. And I woke up and I looked at my phone and it said Saturday. And I thought, what in the world? And I realized I had a whole day. So I just went back to bed and I stayed in bed till almost 10 o'clock. It was really nice to give myself an extra day like that. It was a surprise. I'm not sure how that happened, but it ended up okay with me. I don't know what I'm going to do next. I have so many things I want to make, and I've got to get everything cleaned up from making this, and my extra pieces all stored away in case I want to make Pride and Prejudice. I did print it out, but I'm not going to make it. So just stay tuned and come back soon and see what I'm making next. Remember, every day is a gift. Look for the joy in each day. Go outside, walk around outside, look at the flowers. If you don't have flowers, go where there are flowers, because the flowers are a miracle to me. They can grow up from 1 inch to 6 inches overnight, and I still don't know how on earth that can happen. But it's fun to watch the flowers grow, and then all the different colors and styles and patterns that they have is just amazing. So if you can't find joy in another way, go out in the garden. And I will be back before you know it. I'll see you soon.